So it is a Tuesday morning, March 10th, 8:24. People are actively walking to class right now. Let me see. But yeah, and I'm not a morning person, but here I am. I hate the act of waking up early, but when I am up, like I get the appeal because it is really nice, extremely nice. The sun is out, people just going by the daily lives, but that's not what this video is about. Yeah, but this video specifically is about the topic of loneliness. I'm someone who understands that no matter the feeling you're feeling now, how bad it could be, tomorrow always has the potential to be better. Of course, that means it also has the same potential to be worse than it was yesterday, but I choose to be an optimist. Now, I say this because simply understanding this idea doesn't inherently make going through it feel any better. And for better or for worse, it just means that you're self conscious and honest about your situation. I've always been someone who's kind of a loner, even though I come from a family of 5 different kids. So, like, there's always people around. However, I usually stick to myself for whatever the reason. But that isn't to say that I don't mingle with my siblings or my friends, because I do. I love my siblings more than anything, and I always say to myself that if I have no one else, God and my parents have blessed me with 4 other people I can talk to at any point in my life. Not to mention my cousins all the way back home in Ghana. My point is that at any moment in my life, I have people that I can talk to. However, the feeling of loneliness is just one that I simply cannot let go for whatever reason. The only real light in all of this is that I do believe I know exactly when the feeling started. For the first 18 years of my life, I had never done anything with any woman, and a big part of that was because of my parents. Growing up, I always believed that I wasn't allowed to have any relationships with girls. And while that has proven to be true sometimes, because I say that because my siblings, the younger ones, they think otherwise, and for the time being, it seems they've gotten away with it, which is kind of funny because, but when you're the older sibling, you understand how these things go. The younger ones naturally just get away with more than you would have if you were in their situation at their age, like, you know what I mean? But where other kids hid their girls from their families, I just chose to stay away from it as possible. Just I'm not someone who likes conflict, so I never went and did anything that would bring conflict into my life. So I would not have a girl and then be hiding her 24/7 from my family. That's just too much work for me personally. It's just I didn't think it was viable, and I stand corrected, I guess. Now, during my freshman year of college, I am a senior now, but during my first year, all this did change because I did find someone at the time, and I'm not gonna go into detail, but it's safe to say that for what it was and as short as it lasted, I thoroughly enjoyed my life at the time, and I felt more alive than I'd ever felt. Eventually, things did go awry, and most of that was due to me. I would not even sit here and cap. But I was also a dumb 18-year-old kid who felt as though he was on top of the world, and eventually I was knocked off my high horse. And over the last 3, 4 years, I have been with a few women here and there, but nothing that has been a staple in my life, nothing that was important, to say the least. And one thing that I will say is that it really doesn't help when all your friends have found their people. And when I say this, please do not misunderstand me. I love the fact that my people have found their people. I will never be the person who is envious or bitter or jealous. Like, it's just that's just not in me. Like, I love that my people have found their people. However, I am self-aware enough to admit that yes, sometimes it can hurt because it's just a reminder that you are alone. It's always going to be a reminder. It's okay to have these feelings because at the end of the day, I'm human, and these feelings, they come and go as they please. You have no control over them. The only thing that you do have control over is how you go about them. Don't let them control you, and just keep pushing forward. That's all you can do at the end of the day. I am someone who is very good at allowing myself to feel. Now, other people don't see this because I, like I say, I keep to myself. So, like, when this does happen, it's usually in my room, which is why I tend to be alone by myself, because I allow myself to feel, just not in the presence of others, I guess. But yeah, I've always been very good at that. Things happen, you just kind of gotta get up and keep it pushing constantly. Like, even when there are people around, I still feel alone, which is like sad. I can't even lie. It definitely is sad, but that is the reality. I see people journaling on social media all the time, and I'm not really in the best position to be journaling right now. I want to find a really good journal. I haven't really found one just yet. I write down a lot of things in my notes, but they just stay there, and I think I'm done doing that now. From now on, like, whenever I have anything to voice or whatever I want to say, I'm gonna just do it in the camera. If you decide that you want to stay and listen, or maybe what I'm saying is relatable to you, then that's cool. If not, it's all the same to me, because at least here my thoughts can live, and maybe, just maybe, so can I. I'm not someone who gets easily vulnerable in front of other people. So I mean, and people always say it's a good thing to just speak, you know. So why not here? Yeah, it's still alone in my room, but at least they're being voiced and it's out of my head. So there's that. Maybe I can reach somebody else on the outside who feels the same way, and maybe we can make a connection. I don't know. I don't know. I usually like I love making videos and just putting, like, being creative, putting a whole bunch of stuff together. I just love it. Like, my first YouTube channel, I have 500 something on there. I'm gonna go back to that eventually when I feel comfortable. However, I feel I can do the most talking and just being myself on this one. It's just a lot more freeing. I don't get a lot of views, but that's fine by me, because at the end of the day, like I said, I do love creating. So if one or two people watch this thoroughly, like throughout the whole thing, then I've done my job. Like, that's all I can really ask for. So yeah, well, if you really are watching this whole thing, thank you for your support, and thank you for just listening to me. Honestly, I guess at this point, you guys are kind of like my therapist. Yeah, you guys are my therapist. So this has been another session. All right.